Can we ask that?
Good one.
I want to have a summer.
I have that right now.
Hopefully not behind bars.
And you know, there's like people are like targeting those, spam texts. It's like the IRS is
Yeah, I'm gonna end up losing my social security number for one of those.
Sorry, it's broken. Oh, don't count on it.
I'm not going to jail.
Oh, good. That's
okay,
good.
that's a good. Nice.
Woo, great.
He had to roll it 5 times.
I was
to
like,
get
no,
it.
it's not working. Welcome to Millennial Made. My name is Rod. I have Brooke and Connor here from Brooke and Connor Make a Podcast and from the internet just in general. And it's so interesting that you guys are sitting right here because I used to fangirl over you guys. I don't know if you knew that.
You as
Mind
well.
if I circle back on used to?
Yeah.
What happened
I
there?
still
Like,
do.
should we break
I'm
that down?
like freaking out internally.
Should I apologize for something?
I was like working in corporate America, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with.
No.
Okay, good. You used to kind of work as in marketing or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of worked at 2 startups.
Mm-hmm. Make yourself at home, by the way.
Yeah, I took my shoes off. They just weren't really working with my look.
It wasn't
so
the
I
vibe.
popped them off. Got really comfortable in Ron's studio today. But yeah, I worked for like 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Corporate.
Okay, so internally they have something called Slack, which is like a group chat channel.
We have Slack for our podcast.
Great.
Yeah.
So you're familiar.
Yeah, we're familiar.
So corporate people, they use that to send back like memes and GIFs
Right.
and TikToks when TikTok became big.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent your guys the first time that I saw you guys together was the cutting the broccoli up on a laptop.
Whoa,
when you guys were fighting.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, together. I saw you guys separately, but then
Right.
yeah, together, and I thought it was so funny. And then I like everyone else's like TikToks and stuff were getting a bunch of likes, and I just think that like no one understood the humor of it. And so I was just like a very,
Well, thank you for understanding us.
Yes, and now the entire world understands you guys.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe.
So we talk a lot about in this podcast nostalgia, specifically, some mental health. But I wanted to talk to you, Brooke, about something.
Sure. Yes.
That I'm familiar. I vaguely know, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you have met David Archuleta.
I know you know that because you were with me.
Yes, I was. But it was quite the experience for you in quite a full circle moment.
It really was like
Okay.
one of the most like, I can't believe this is my life now
Mm-hmm.
moments because I was so in love with David Archuleta, so invested in that American Idol season.
Yeah.
When he lost American Idol, I didn't go to school the next day, wore black all week. I think I was in 7th grade, like beside myself, hardcore listener of his albums.
So you know more than just Crush. You like...
Yeah,
okay.
Crush, Little Sun and Over You. You Can, like that whole album, like I love. And I'm like very hardcore about my celebrity crushes.
Mhm, you are.
And he's one of them. And thanks to you, Rod, really, you were able to connect with him.
Yes.
And you kind of took
Liaison.
I had
liaison.
to.
He's my liaise.
Yeah.
And you were kind enough to take me with you to meet him, and we made some TikToks with him, and I was able to gush and show him pictures of me wearing my David Archuleta American Idol tour T-shirt. Massive T, and that was just like a full circle moment of like meeting somebody you were so obsessed with.
Do you guys still keep in touch?
So here's the thing about David. I don't think he like really uses his phone.
No.
Right.
He
So he has not been able to follow me on anything yet.
got it.
That's hard.
Which is, I'm not no fault of his own.
It's David Archuleta.
Right.
And that's just how he is. That's how David is.
So I've talked to his like management a few times.
Okay.
But not him
Specifically. Got it.
Have you?
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Connor, are you intense about your celebrity crushes as well?
No, and
Okay.
we talk about this like frequently. I like people a lot, but like...
So growing up, you didn't have like celebrity crushes or... Wow. An anomaly. Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's just because you grew up around here, right? So maybe
Well,
is that
I grew up in Texas, but my family's from Orange County.
Got it.
So kind of split, not 50-50, but like
Sure.
spent a lot of time here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that might be part of it. Like when you're exposed, you kind of lose the ability to be like starstruck or like be a fan because you know.
You mean exposed by living?
If you see celebrities all the time, like we do now, it's kind of like, oh, cool, like, we're in VIP at Coachella and there's Timothée Chalamet over there. It's like, oh yeah.
Oh,
there he
wow.
is.
Yeah, I don't feel that way. Like for me, it's like every time I see someone, it's like
like
I'm dropping to the ground.
Like Matthew Gray Goobler.
Right.
Is that it? Is that his name?
Yes.
Okay. He was in Dollface.
Mm-hmm.
Which I love that show.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, you need to watch it.
But I need to because of him. I'm sorry I'm chewing into the microphone for those of us with, what's it called?
I had to stop with the gushers because
ASMR.
And I can't turn this way now because there's so much. This side of my face, behind my lips, all gush.
Oh, it's just like
it's all gush, no bite.
Do we need to take a break? Is this an ad break?
No, I've been working on getting it out, but just so the
taking my last
visuals know that I am aware of my lockjaw over here.
You're like,
yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah. Can I ask you about Coachella? So I am 31. I didn't go to my first music festival until 2 years ago, which was Lollapalooza. Never been to a music festival. And even Lollapalooza for me was a lot. But I heard, you weren't at Coachella.
That's fine. Oh yeah, that's fine.
It was a sore subject.
No, it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But it is very overwhelming. Like, and I heard Coachella is like 10 times more, and you're just walking all day, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was doing a lot of sitting actually.
Oh, good. Yeah. Were people carrying you on like their shoulders or?
Man, so it was my first Coachella because
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I've done the after parties and everything, but I've never done, and I do festivals like other festivals for 10 years, 11 years, whatever, but never Coachella. And all these people were like, they scare you. They're like, yeah, everyone in VIP wears pants. You got to dress to the nines. Like you're going to be, I got there. I was like, that is so BS.
You can cuss. Okay.
You just got to be like, have fun. You pay so much money to go.
And it's hot.
And everything's been so like worshipped and glorified that like celebrity wise, but like, let's glorify the thing that we paid to go to, you know, like the main event. What happened to that?
That's what I felt like it was different watching. Cause obviously I didn't, you know, we were all very similar, you know, where I didn't really grow until recently in social media. And so a year and a half ago, I was just, you know, viewing other people going to Coachella, and like I wasn't friends with people going to Coachella. And it seemed like it used to be a lot more about the music. Yeah, there was the fashion, you know, with Vanessa Hudgens and, you know, all of those celebrities, you know, showcasing their fashion. But I feel like this year was just more influencer heavy and just like, here are my looks, you know. And then I even heard that people were just like going, getting a picture of hairstyles and then running the other way to go to Neon Carnival. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I did.
Oh,
Sick.
It is what I did.
I know. It's
I mean, I'm nothing if not transparent. I'm not like I would have loved to just sit there. It's just like they have you running in 12 different directions, especially as like I was like trying to be an influencer.
Got it.
That weekend because I was like, this could be a tax write-off if I work a little bit.
Got it. Sure.
It was just hard. Like honestly,
success.
Like, you know, like I think next if I go back. Which I'm going tomorrow morning to go to Stagecoach.
You are going to Stagecoach, which is country music, right?
Yeah, it's just gonna be so chill.
Yeah,
like sit around. Don't need to rush the stages. Don't need to be front.
Are there after parties for that too?
Neon Carnival, but I'm not gonna go.
You know, we'll go once. You know, why not? Yeah. So I do want to talk about Twitter for a second. And just like
Twitter.
Me too. And you guys are big on Twitter, you know.
Connor more so.
Yeah.
You have such a good Twitter.
You have been
blowing
up.
Something happened to me the last few days where, like, if you told me I would have to get off of Twitter to save my family, like, I would not be able to at this time. Like, I cannot get off of Twitter, and I don't know what happened.
So you mean you're just addicted to posting and like, okay.
Every thought that comes into my brain, I'm like, this has to go on Twitter. The world has to know. It's so bad.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
Connor,
no, wait, you had something.
I'm gonna make a hard turn, so you need to go first.
I was just gonna say, like, Twitter for me was a sounding board. I'm getting a big chunk of gusher out of my teeth.
I felt that.
Are you guys seeing
Yeah,
it?
good. How's it going?
That's gonna be a tough one. Actually, I'll revisit that. Twitter for me, I downloaded as a sounding board for TikToks, and I'd be like, if this little idea gets 10 likes, I'm gonna just write it down and flesh it out and make it a 60-second video for TikTok. And then they started picking up, and then I got like, I'm like, now I'm tweeting all the time. It kind of takes away your brain cells to make a TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm like, I already tweeted all this stuff, blowing up on Twitter, which is not a very lucrative platform at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, like, you know, for influencers and brand deals.
It's a shame because that takes a lot. Writing is tough.
It's tough. So, yeah, and it's like you said, putting your thoughts out there, you know. And I feel like you can tell the difference on Twitter with someone who's putting just their genuine thought, or someone who like I'm going to like take an hour to create this tweet.
Yeah.
Like, generally, it's someone who. Can you explain the pickle that you're in?
That I'm in currently. This has happened like 3 times where I'll tweet something, think nothing of it, and then like the next time I open the app, I'm getting death threats, basically. The first time it happened was I tweeted about iCarly,
Okay.
And I forget the exact phrasing of the tweet, but it was basically like, if I was Sam and my web show with my friend was called iCarly, like I would body slam Carly or something like that
into another dimension.
Like something about body slamming her into another
Connor's
dimension.
familiar with
I know that tweet.
Like the iCarly community was like, you have clearly never watched the show because it was Freddie that suggested that, you idiot.
Yeah.
Like,
and you're like,
literally
and you
came
watched
for
the
my
show.
I had just watched that episode. I was watching the episode and then tweeted it. Like it would literally be like, our podcast is called Brooke and Connor Make a Podcast. It would be Connor, if it was called Connor Makes a Podcast, body slam you into another dimension.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
No.
I would too.
So like makes sense,
Yeah.
you know, but apparently not to the iCarly community. And then today or last night I tweeted, Pete Davidson definitely had his own pair of Fairly Odd Parents, like the Nickelodeon show, because I was watching Fairly Odd Parents.
Is Fairy Godparents, but they're goofy. So
Right,
they're
Fairly Odd Parents. Exactly.
Yeah.
Thought nothing of it, woke up, death threats, immediate death threats. How dare you speak about Pete Davidson's parents that way? His dad died in 9/11.
Yeah.
Hello? Like,
Yep.
so that just clearly went over some people's heads. So what I love doing with those two is like making like fake apology videos and being like, I am so sorry for, and then like explaining what I did. But it's like kind of funny because it's like I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. And it's, I feel like everything in life is a learning experience. In this case, it's putting, not putting a space between odd and parent.
Oh yeah,
right?
I spelled Fairly Odd Parent wrong. Two words instead of one. But still, it's just like
I always say I've never gotten death threats somehow.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Yeah. There's still time.
I could send you one.
Yeah, send you one after. I think they build character. You're very resilient.
Yeah, thank you.
But I think that I always refer to like the likes because those people quietly were like, that's funny, like,
right,
instead of the comments. Also, there's a certain level of viral you can go. I'm pretty sure I tweeted this too. Before, like, there's the fun viral. And then there's I've reached the dumbest people on the planet viral.
Yep.
And they have to take it literally.
Yep.
And they'll be taking you to court for slander.
Yeah.
Right.
For whoever you're talking or whatever you're talking about.
That just happened to me. I think it's my age too, where it's like I don't go that viral, and I just think I'm, my audience, are like the tech people on like my Twitter
Several
audience.
million
Are
Yeah,
followers.
I was
don't
just
go that
thinking,
viral.
on Twitter.
Than both of us combined.
No,
On
on
Twitter.
Twitter. I mean on Twitter, yeah, because it's because my work from home content. Those were the people that were following me, so it's like the Silicon Valley startup people who are like, here's my NFT community and blah blah blah, and I'm like, I tweeted, how the hell is the Ellen show still airing? I thought she got canceled or whatever,
right.
and then I got
a
certain level where I started getting I reached the Ellen community, the Ellen stans, who came from me saying how wonderful of a person she is and that she should not have been canceled, or it's just the last season, chill, and I'm like, that's also just Twitter,
it's just like remarkable.
I think it's really
yeah, it's remarkable.
It's shocking to see the people that have actually. It's exhausting to me to type something out, just period.
Yep.
I can't imagine being like, I am so fired up about Rod tweeting about Ellen that this is the rest of my day.
Yeah.
I bought in-flight Wi-Fi to finish an argument on Twitter, last flight. I was like, hey loser, you're not gonna win this.
I'm gonna pay the $10.
I'm on in-flight Wi-Fi. It only works on Twitter. It's me and you for the next 2.5 hours.
Could we talk about in-flight Wi-Fi? Because that is
what's up with airplane?
What's up with Wi-Fi? I think I tweeted about airplane Wi-Fi.
Really?
I need to find it right now.
It is the biggest scam on the planet.
Let me see.
I love how it's like
there's free Wi-Fi. The only website you can go to is the website where you can purchase the Wi-Fi.
Yep.
By the way, that'll be $110.
I'm dying to tweet that.
In the morning I wake up. Before I drink my coffee, I actually take AG1. And I started taking AG1 because in the mornings, I was just drinking my water and going straight to work. But this new step in my routine, weirdly enough, is creating some more stability in my day. And creating routine is what I was trying to manifest for myself in 2022. So what is AG1? With one scoop, you're taking in 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, superfoods, probiotics, adaptogens, and more. And I consume it because it makes me feel like I am getting all these nutrients that I might miss throughout the day otherwise. And as much as we like to say that we get our vegetables in every day, it's really hard, as we know. So it's lifestyle friendly, whether you eat keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, or gluten-free, you can take it. And it contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no nasty chemicals or artificial anything, while still tasting good. And you're investing in all-in-one nutritional insurance for yourself. So this money that you're spending on it is going right back to you. Athletic Greens has over 7,000 5-star reviews as well. I'm a big review guy. That's the first thing I do when I'm looking at new products is go to reviews. And to see that many 5-star reviews has said a lot. So to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/millennial. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/millennial, MILLENNIAL, to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. So do this for yourself, do it for your routine, and do it just to, make you feel good. I had the Meon twins on the podcast.
Oh, I love them.
Great people. Yep.
Yeah.
More in like the Gen Z space on TikTok.
They came on the plane with us.
What plane?
When we did our parabolas.
Oh, you're right. That's where I know them.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, yep.
Yep.
Before I move on, you need to talk about that experience too. I want to hear from. I've only heard it from Brooke's experience. I want to hear it from Connor's. So.
I mean, mine was pretty simple. It was me and Tyler.
Also
and
with Brooke.
Take it from the top.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, I didn't want to go because I thought this was an event and I thought I was showing up and it's kind of just like a themed event, aviation themed. I'm like, okay, I'll wear like
museum.
It was a brand deal with Dr. Pepper.
Love Dr.
And
Pepper.
But I was
like,
thinking it was because it was the 0G experience.
Right.
I'm like, okay, yeah, like it's not that serious. Like it was that serious. And Brooke went ahead and filled me in. I was out of town with my parents.
No, I too thought it was just like you're getting in a little machine on the ground.
Yeah, like one
that
of
was
those
like going to make
flippy
you
things.
float a
Cool,
little
yeah.
bit.
Like
yeah.
She starts sending me these images of what the plane is going to do, and you're
in a
taken from the
plane.
air. You're at cruising altitude,
like a full ass
and you're
plane.
like so. Here, say the horizon's like this. The plane is vertical, and it is and it's a 737, which is a plane that you would travel domestically, say from here to Denver, Colorado. Like it's that big. It's not a small plane.
It's not like a spaceship.
The
No,
fuselage.
it's a plane.
No, it's a plane. The fuselage of the plane, the shaft, if you will, is empty. There's no seats.
I didn't know what fuselage was.
Yeah,
today.
the middle part is empty. So you lay down and they start to take off and you're laying flat and it's myself, Brooke, Meon twins, Dale Moss, Tyler,
just
the creator,
Tyler
Cameron.
Smorgasbord of people. Yeah,
It was a good crew. It was like such a fun group of people, and we take off and basically they say we're gonna do 10 parabolas and at the top
It's
like
15.
you float and then you go down and it pushes you down, but they get bigger and bigger and bigger.
And it doesn't stop.
And you're
They
up
don't
in the,
they don't take a break and they go like
you're at like 13.
No, they take a little break where you're laying down before the next one.
Pushing you. You're like,
but
it's
I guess like
giving me sickness thinking about it. I can't imagine you. But basically, they're like, if you get sick, blah 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 blah. Like,
but you're not going to.
You're not going to. No one ever does.
But here's 2 Dramamine, extra strength, just in case.
They also
I get motion sick.
Yeah.
Anyways, we start doing this thing. We're floating.
I didn't know that was the physics.
I'm doing this insane, hysterical, murdery laugh that's like can't control it, and everybody's doing it because your body's doing this thing you've never felt before, and I'm like maniacally laughing. Like
God.
It is insane. And
Hopefully
with all
they
of
have a
these people that
recording
I
of it.
just met, and I look and I can't find Brooke. She's stuck to the ceiling like a dead cockroach, and she's like this.
Well, keep in mind I'm 4'11", so it's like I'm flipping upside down. I'm like,
I'm doing cartwheels. Yeah. Brooke is stuck against the ceiling like this, and I'm like this, like lost. Like I was laughing so hard. I was already laughing hard, but then I saw her up there, and I was like, I am going to pee and poop while floating around because I can't stop laughing. And then I lose her because you land wherever you fall.
Yeah.
And then you're stuck there. And then, like, the next parabola comes. I'm like, where's Brooke? Turn to my left. She's strapped to the ground with a barf bag attached to her
They were
face.
like, we're gonna just
Strapped.
put you right here.
and they
Strapped.
tell you like, don't worry, you're not gonna get sick. But whatever, here's 2 Dram. I mean, I like immediately like they give you a signal to do with your hands if you feel sick. I gave them the signal, and then they were like, okay, here we'll start with like giving you a piece of ginger gum and a washcloth. And I was like, no, so I'm gonna need to go straight for that barf bag right now. Like, let's skip the small talk. So I like started throwing up in the bag, and then they make you like hold it really tight around your mouth, or else like it's gonna float away.
Yeah.
And so then they led me to the back to like strap me down, and I could sit for the rest of the time.
Sure.
And there were already like 4 other girls back there throwing
Okay,
up.
good.
Yeah.
So you were not the only one.
No, I was not the only one.
So
but
Tyler
it's
Cameron's not just
insane.
staring at you.
Although Tyler Cameron, I did see me puke.
Okay.
But they tell you, like, you're not going to get sick so it doesn't get in your head. Mm-hmm. But I think, and then, like, once the ride was done, I was like, seriously, like, was that a normal amount of people to get sick? It was probably like 6 of us. Wow. And they were like, yeah, it's usually that much every time.
At least it wasn't
which
just
is
you.
Crazy. But, like, imagine, like, I probably threw up around, like, the 3rd parabola and we had 15. Imagine being strapped in a buckle, but the plane is still doing those motions and your body wants to float and the seatbelt's holding you down and you're puking. Truly hell.
So you wouldn't do it again?
I wouldn't, but I also don't regret doing it.
I would have done it for
it's a good story.
6 more hours.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
I was having so much freaking fun by the end. I was like,
that's awesome.
I never want this to end.
That's so
that's
great.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah, we love that. Okay,
great.
so the reason I brought up to Me and Twins originally was because they were just explaining that there are different types of content houses, but they didn't really talk about content houses. I know you guys probably talked about this to death, but you guys you two were both part of a content house.
Kinda.
Called Common Room.
Yeah.
Common House or Common Room?
No, Common Room. You're right.
Common Room. But it was a different type of content house, right? Or like, I guess it's not a content house if it's not. But
I guess it technically by definition was because it was like creators living together. Yeah. But like, it was also like, I kind of thought of it as just like four people living together and like making content. But I guess
it's like a modern day reality show almost.
I would have liked to have like a reality crew in there. Yeah.
Yeah. I think because it's so interesting because my audience is between the ages of 25 and 40 and they, every time I post about a content house or sway house or whatever, they're like, what is that? So I didn't know if you guys could explain to them what a content house is and like why people do it. And brands like kind of group you guys together, right? And you guys get like joint brand deals and all of that.
We definitely did.
Okay.
Yeah. Like for the Dr. Pepper one.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Not so much anymore because we don't live together anymore. But yeah, when I first moved to LA and Connor too, we lived together, me, Connor, our other friend Jack, Martin, and Sally Dar. We lived together and we just made content.
Sure.
We tried to make content.
Yeah.
It lasted 3 months and then Jack got a role on an NBC show, La Brea.
That just got renewed for season 2, right?
Yeah, just got renewed for season 2. Yeah,
he's in Melbourne.
Back in Australia.
Great.
And
Melbourne.
so when he left, we kind of were just like, okay, see ya. And it was fun. And then we went our own ways. But yeah, it was great. And for those of you who don't know what a content house is, it's just, I guess, creators living together, making content. Typically, it's like a bigger group of people and not comedy. But we thought we were pretty cool doing comedy with
to date
people.
There had not been a group of people our age or people that were doing strictly comedy. It was dances,
not dancing shirtless,
or like famous kids. Basically, we were the oldest by far, but famous kids doing pranks and like stuff for views, like shock value stuff. Sure. And so we were doing this thing and it was cool. But we also did it on our own. Like we were paying, so our whole we were paying rent,
Wow.
But like these other houses that live in the hills in these giant mansions, like, looks really nice. What you're not seeing is that there's a brand that has them all under lock and key. That never ends well, by the way.
Right.
No. Because it's some 40-something, 50-something-year-old guy that is putting 17 and 18 and 19-year-olds on a contract to produce a certain amount of content. It's just such a bad, on paper, it's so bad. Yeah. But they're paying, say they're paying $12,000 amount. Or a month. It's probably 15 to 20 a month.
Yeah.
Okay. To rent these mansions in the hills. To pay one of these creators to do one post would probably be equal or more than that. Yeah. So when they get 6 creators in this house and say, we'll pay your rent, but you have to make 3 videos each for us, they are cash cows.
Robbing them.
So it's just they're just getting paid for the rent. They're not.
Yeah, they're just getting the rent paid for this house because it'd be these 19-year-olds could never get a lease approved with 0 credit.
Wow.
They hadn't gone to college. They've never had a job before. So
Daddy
these brands say, we'll take care of that, but sell your soul to us, basically. Right. And it's been nightmarish, these deals that are coming out of this.
I feel like I haven't seen any recently. I've seen more communities kind of like what you guys do. I want to make one called The Office.
That's
where
cool.
It's like me and like, because the corporate space is like specific. So
Trademark.
I don't know if it's trademark at The Office. Or
That's
something.
Good.
Yeah. So speaking of, just like living in LA, growing up watching these movies, like we already talked about, like meeting celebrities, kind of just is what it is at a certain point, at least for Connor and I kind of agree with that sentiment. I know you fangirl, so which is great, and keep that alive. Keep that spark alive.
I don't think I could ever stop.
Was living, I guess you grew up around it, but maybe you, Brooke, couldn't answer it a little bit better, was kind of having the idea of what Hollywood was, like Beverly Hills 90210 as well, like those types of TV shows and movies. Was it different? Is it different now living in LA than what you saw?
To be honest, I had never really watched any of those, and I had no idea what LA was like. The first time I ever came to LA was when I like already had a TikTok and was visiting friends.
Yeah.
So it was like I almost thought of it as like this foreign land where like everything is like crazy celebrity whatever, and to me now it's just like where I live, and it's just like pretty low key.
Yeah.
Unless you're like in the heart of Hollywood and at an event.
Yes.
You know, like I just thought everywhere would be like the Grammys, where it's just like the Grammys as if you're at the Grammys.
Yeah.
You know,
I think that's been the most frustrating part because I come to LA, you know, to film this obviously and for work, but it's been difficult because I don't do well with like lists, and I've never been one to like go to events or be social. Like this is the first year I've ever like gone out on a weekend, and it's just like so frustrating to show up somewhere and it's like, oh well, yeah, I'm not on the list, but I know these people.
Right.
Do you guys fight your way into places, or is it just like?
I don't like being anywhere unless I'm very specifically invited, know a lot of people, and a lot of people I know are coming with me.
I see you at so many different events.
Well, I was really excited to start going to events because I had like working in corporate. I worked a lot because I worked at Bumble and I worked at Bird, so we were very in the mix with like as startup. We needed the coolest, hippest people. So I was at these events working, kind of doing almost hospitality stuff, like getting these influencers in. Like, are you happy? Are you whatever? Like, I've been there.
Yeah.
So it was my first time being on the other side. Like, we'd love to have you and a +1. I'm now fully over being the one invited and having to smile and chat with 90 people. I want to be the +1 now. Yeah. I want to be there. No pressure. I'm going to the open bar. I'm getting the pass out hors d'oeuvre. Like that's what I'm like over it at this point. Yeah, but like it's an awesome problem to have because these events are great. It just seems like there's been about 400 every week. It's recently
insane. So I have a question because on your podcast, you guys do kind of like a hot take thing. Yeah, which is so great. What, I guess, is your hottest take of the week? Like you are looking at the world or the media, what's going on right now, you know, could be anything from like the Will Smith slap or anything like that. Do you guys have any hot takes?
I do.
Okay, let's hear it.
Say yours.
Whales are not beautiful.
Thank you. And they're terrifying.
Are giant, what? They're beautiful because they're big?
Yep.
I think
there's a lot of big stuff.
Yeah.
They don't do anything.
Yeah.
I don't think they mean beautiful unless, maybe some people do, but I'm not thinking beautiful in the sense of like that is like a gorgeous, like hot, like piece
Excuse
of
me, Brooke, we don't need to be sexualizing
but
the
I
ocean.
just think like the fact that like
see how many adjectives you could put behind that.
Something that big and complicated exists swimming in the ocean. That's like crazy beautiful in a way that's in a complicated, like, whoa, like science.
You have been way too involved with Hank Green on Twitter, and I've been seeing it. And I'm gonna need you to log off for this.
I'm obsessed with him and Twitter.
I didn't even know about him until recently. So
really?
He's like the Bill Nye of our generation, kind of.
Well,
like,
Hank is like the
Hank,
creator.
First name, basically.
Hank, me and Hank go way back. But Hank is like, and John, his brother John Green, who wrote The Fault in Our Stars.
Yeah.
Hank and John are like the not creators, but like pioneers in YouTube. They created VidCon.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're just like huge in the YouTube space.
Sure.
They have like a lot of different kind of shows and channels on YouTube. Hank is now kind of known as like the science guy on TikTok. John is writing and whatnot.
Sure.
But I am just like so obsessed with them. And Hank follows me actually, but only on TikTok. He won't follow me back on Twitter, which is fine.
It's okay.
Doesn't matter. And him and David. It's whatever. I don't care. I don't think about it at all. How did we get to Hank? Oh, the whales.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love them deeply.
Does Hank Green also love whales?
He just like science.
Sure.
I just threw science into
his
hot take for no reason.
Got it.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
I have one that's kind of a hot
What's
take
yours?
for given summer, even especially summertime in Chicago. I think patios and rooftops are so overrated.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's nice if you could, but it's like fighting for your life.
You mean public ones?
Yeah. I mean, or even private. Sometimes it's like it's hot and you're just like,
hot heat.
Yeah, just be like an air conditioner.
I strong disagree.
I won't
love
eat a
patios
meal.
and rooftops.
I won't eat a meal in direct sunlight.
No, the food just gets nasty. Really
disgusting.
I'm not thinking about eating. I'm thinking about relaxing out with a drink. talking to your friends out there, playing a game.
Yeah. And maybe it's Chicago specific. I don't know because it happens all year long in LA, but Chicago has 3 months of patio rooftop weather. 3 months. And
it's not usable space otherwise?
No. It's like you walk outside. Well, yeah, I mean, there's restaurants inside, but then they like open up the big garage doors or whatever.
But you wouldn't pay extra for an apartment with a balcony or rooftop if you can only use it for 3 months.
Exactly. And it's like, what's the point? You know, but people do. But even with like restaurants and stuff, you walk by these restaurants and it's just crowds of people outside, like trying to like purposely get in the sunlight for 3 seconds. And then the entire inside of the restaurant is completely empty. And like, what's the point? You know, it's like, okay, yeah, why fight for life in that space?
I can't speak on Chicago at all, but I that sounds horrible.
You would thrive in Chicago.
I know. I keep hearing that.
So fun.
Yeah.
You know when like something has been brought to your attention and now you keep hearing it over and over again? Chicago right now has got like a
Chicago's
got my ears ringing.
I am moving and I'll have a free room. So
let's go.
Yeah, of course.
That was you're in trouble.
Yeah. And I'm going to be recording some episodes from my apartment now, too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we can do a part 2.
Run it back.
Run it back. So you couldn't come up with a hot take?
I would love that. Well, I don't think I have a weekly hot take, but I have like an overall.
Yeah, let's hear it. Yeah.
The one that kind of connects to nostalgia that I've said on our podcast.
Please. Okay.
Which is that I think like any Alvin and the Chipmunks version of a song is probably better than the original.
Okay.
And I love rocking out to Alvin and
his
Chipmunks.
And just like super speed, you know.
Super
like,
speed, high pitch.
Sure.
Yeah, I love it.
And you are someone who lives with anxiety as well.
Yes.
Pretty open. Okay. Cool. So that doesn't really add anything to the anxiety.
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
That's an interesting
and that's important.
connection.
It doesn't.
And that's important to you. Good.
Yeah, my anxiety, like I know a lot of people's anxiety is like related to like stimuli.
Yes.
I don't really think mine is.
Okay.
Mine is more of just like an internal thought monologue that's not affected by noises and whatever.
And correct me wrong. Are you known to Irish goodbye?
Yes.
Okay, good. What about you, Connor? Yes.
I'm learning.
You're learning. I think it's a good quality to have.
I
should learn.
I've been getting into Ubers by myself instead of trying to recruit people to leave with me.
Same way, and I'm
which is like, I'm learning.
Yeah. See, I grew up with a family that like, I have a big family, and we had to go say goodbye to like all 30 people that were in the room individually, and so maybe that's just like internally. I can't, but I just need to stop pleasing people and just know, like I can leave.
I love Irish goodbye.
Okay, good.
It's the only way to do it in my eyes.
Yeah. Okay.
I can text on the Uber back, like, so great seeing you. Love you to death.
Yeah.
But
I'll see you tomorrow. Like, that's the thing, too, is like people get mad about Irish goodbye. It's like, I'm going to see you in a couple hours, probably. You know? I want to do, I have 2 more questions. So, who, for your guys' podcast, would be your dream guest if you could have anyone on?
Matthew Gray Gubler.
Sure. And what would you ask him?
That's interesting.
Will you marry me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or something along those lines.
What if you met him and he just had? Well, you have met him.
I did meet him, which has kind of reignited this whole situation.
Yeah, a great saga as well to follow. Like, did he live up to like what you wanted? Or?
He exceeded.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did he have a good personality?
The best in the world.
Because that's my biggest fear about meeting celebrities. I'll meet them and they have the personality of like an acorn.
I think like just like by consuming his everything he does for so many years, he's going to be great, but it's just like for someone that well known to be that great, it's always surprising.
I'm trying to figure this out without offending. Who is he?
Yeah, sure, no problem. Okay. He's in Criminal Minds is what he's well known for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
All
and then
15 seasons.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know I thought he was a musician for some reason.
No, not a musician, but he's in a lot of other he's in 500 Days of Summer.
Wow.
He's the Joseph Gordon-Levitt's roommate.
Okay.
He's in just like a lot of random things, but most well known for Criminal Minds.
Another hot take. I think that movie's terrible.
Hate it.
Okay, good. It's top. Do you know the movie?
What is it?
500 Days of Summer.
Yes, I just rewatched it because people are so in love with it to see if I maybe missed something.
So in love with it.
It is sad.
It's sad.
That's not why I'm watching a rom-com. I guess it's not a rom-com.
I think it was more of a tragedy than it is like a Romeo and Juliet.
You're right,
type
but I don't think it's framed that way.
It's
in
not.
The public eye.
It's really not. It's like bright colors and like. And I think,
certainly am not a Zooey Deschanel fan, but not because of her, but because of what she created.
Mm-hmm.
What's that
genre
called?
of person?
Like vintage.
There's like a very specific
quirky
name for the movement.
Tumblr.
Yeah.
Tweety?
Something.
Really?
It's something. I'll get back to you.
So you do not like Taylor Swift either? Careful.
No, no. Brooke knows that I like. It's weird because with these people, like I do feel like I'd be friends with Taylor Swift, but I'm not a super fan. But also, I'm not like a super fan of really anybody.
Yes.
And it's not to say that she's not the most like powerful, one of the most powerful women in the world. It's just that I'm not a super fan.
Yes.
I could, if I didn't hear about her ever again, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, wait, what's going on with Taylor Swift?
Got it.
You know what I mean?
I always say that I like Taylor Swift, but I'm not a Swiftie. Like, I can't explain an Easter egg with one of
I
her
wouldn't
songs.
die on any hill involving
I think I'm the
Taylor
same.
Swift.
Yeah.
I go back and forth. Like, I like her a lot. I don't know her as well as a person as I do as an artist.
Got it.
And I only recently really
Do you know her
started
at all as a
liking her.
person?
No.
Okay.
I mean, not like I don't like look into her life.
Sure.
I just listen to her music.
Like you don't know her
specifically
cats'
her
names.
last 2 albums.
Got it.
Right, exactly.
I love thinking about Taylor Swift like on a trip in Italy, like with her friends.
Yeah.
Like how incredibly world class that trip must be.
Oh yeah.
Like she has all the money in the world,
Literally.
and she's just this girl she's from the East Coast, right? Pennsylvania. Just like
I thought she was from the South.
no.
I think she moved to the South, to Tennessee.
Her house is up for sale right now, like her childhood home, and it is literally like a mansion.
Oh, God.
And her first song was about like a slamming screen door.
Right.
Yeah,
Something.
Right.
Our song
Yeah.
was a slamming screen door.
Sneaking out like tapping on your window. Right.
Yeah.
That's just a lot of sounds.
Yep. That you would think of a small southern home.
Right.
The home that is up for sale does not have a screen door attached.
Okay.
I can promise you that.
Got it.
Yeah.
So I know you don't fangirl, Connor, but like, who would you be like most interested to talk about or to talk to?
To talk to
Like who do you think you can banter well with? Maybe someone you haven't met.
You know,
yet,
like
yeah?
on the podcast, I always say like I love the idea of having like between two ferns, Zach Galifianakis.
Right.
Little stroke.
Yeah.
Zach Galifianakis, I think, would
Yes.
be so funny because his sense of humor is so dry that you can't even tell if he's being serious. And I think that I could bounce really well off of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen him do like he does interviews, and I'm just like, how did you do that without even a smidge of like cracking a smile? I'm like, that is incredible to me.
Love that.
Yeah.
I guess if I'm really dreaming, John Mulaney.
I knew that's why I said I can't believe
Yeah,
you had a crush on instead of like
I don't know why I did that either. Sorry. Matthew on the brain.
Yeah, Matthew on the brain from day one. I started the
Yeah.
podcast with that basically,
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No.
So the whole podcast is
My
relevant.
fault completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess John Mulaney.
yeah, like fun
Yeah.
banter.
So I have a question for you guys too before we finish up here. I know that you guys, I feel like, have a really good friend group too, creators and non-creators, and you know, and just in this LA, world, and people who generally don't live here or haven't grown up here but live here now. What do you think is good secret to keeping, I don't know, or making adult friendships, or keeping friendships going? I know you guys do a lot of events together
Right.
too, right? And a lot of common, like your knit club and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
what advice would you give to someone who asked, hey, how do you keep friendships alive?
Friendships alive or make new friends?
Let's do friendships alive, because I feel like, unless you have a better one for either, but I feel like they're both so different. So
Well, I think, keeping friendships alive. Like, I don't really have an answer for that because I feel like with social media, like I could go a full blown year not talking to one of my college best friends and feel like I talk to them all the time
Right.
because
Updated.
we'll send each other stuff or like respond to stories, but we're not like, how have you been? How are you doing? Congrats on this. I just like, it's different. Like our parents will be like, I haven't talked to my best friend in 10 years. I'm like, how?
Right.
At least we're seeing stuff, that's happening,
Yeah.
and I feel like I'm with them. In terms of making new friends, something that I have like been like really proud of myself for doing is like going somewhere with someone, and that's the only person you know, but you know that they know a bunch of people, and just going to it and being like, I really, really, really want to stay like in my shell and just like stay home, and I'm gonna love like sitting at home. But then you just never know what could happen if you go out and meet all those people, because what's been happening is I meet these people, and then they're like, let's go golfing. And then I'm at another thing where I'm like, okay, now this is the person that I know. And then you meet all their friends. I don't know. It's like I'm no longer on the market for new friends. I have too many.
All right.
Okay, well, glad we made the cut.
Yeah. We're very lucky.
Yeah. That happened to me last night with a friend, and we ended up going to an VC venture capitalist NFT event.
Oh.
Fun.
I don't think I like the guy who led the event. He was very nice, and so I don't want to offend him, but it was just people who take themselves too seriously.
Oh yeah.
Are my pet peeve.
Yes,
Like I just
100%.
cannot. It's like you could tell everyone there was like making
Like people that wear glasses inside on a podcast.
Yeah, and
TikTokers.
but they were wearing. There were people there last night wearing sunglasses. Like it is 9 p.m.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And they were just like talking about every cool thing they've ever done, and you could totally tell they were lying about certain things. I'm like, why are we doing this right now? This is just miserable.
It's the whole song and dance.
Yeah, and
of Hollywood, baby.
And that's what I've heard. Is people are like, oh, that's just you got to play the game. And it's like, at what point do you not play the game anymore? And I think that's where people like us, who are content creators, just normal people, put ourselves on the internet, kind of break that game.
Right.
So, do you have any advice, Brooke?
I'm just thinking like all of my current best friends are people I've met on the internet or people I've met through the friends I've met on the internet.
Great.
So honestly, I know that can sound really, really scary to meet somebody on the internet, but that's where you find the people that have the same interests as you.
Yeah.
Like that's where I found Connor. That's where I found Sally Dar. That's where I
how we
found
met.
Jack.
Yeah.
That's where I found you. And everyone else that's my best friend I know through those people.
Yeah.
So
it's not Craigslist.
TikTok.
It's not just like a quick blurb.
Yeah.
It's like you could scroll, you can binge watch hours long of their videos and see what they're actually like in their humor and get so much of that.
I also think this is the stupidest, most like telling, 2022 sentence ever, but being yourself on the internet too.
Yeah.
Really, 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 unless you suck, but really helps a lot because people see your stories and they're like, oh my God, the biggest compliment I could ever receive is like, you just seem like a normal person. Like I get DMs that are like, you just seem normal. Like ideal for me because I definitely let some stuff go to my head. I'm like, oh, this is so cool. And then I'm like, wake up, loser. Like you are not, whatever. But
love it.
Yeah.
And then you guys are coming to Chicago.
Yes, the end of summer.
Consider it booked. I got to throw it in the cal.
Not on a rooftop or.
No, come to Lollapalooza.
Wait, when is Lolla?
July, August.
Yes.
Great.
Count me in. That sounds awesome.
It's like it's so nice because it's not like Coachella where you have to like rent a house and like drive and all. It's like in the city.
That's how ACL is, and they're both Golden Voice. Or they're both C3. That's who puts them on.
Oh, great. Amazing. Well, if you can get a free ticket, let me know. And then
absolutely. Well, I haven't had luck yet.
Yeah, so Lollapalooza if you're watching this. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to Millennial Made. If you're listening, please, please like and subscribe, and on YouTube, like and subscribe, and then give us a good rating. If you have any hot takes to give Connor and Brooke, and please go check out their podcast as well.
Thanks,
guys. Thanks, Rod.
Yep.